Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster is the fifth movie in the Godzilla franchise and is the first movie to feature Godzilla as a hero or an anti-hero. What's interesting about this movie is that it not only features Godzilla as a hero for the first time, but it also introduces what is widely considered as Godzilla's arch nemesis, the Joker to his Batman, so to speak, called King Ghidorah, or King Ghidorah, as it's pronounced in Japanese. King Ghidorah is this little three-headed dragon. It is an alien that fell from outer space. It hops from planet to planet, burning them to the ground, and really that's about it for his background. He's an alien from outer space that burns each planet to the ground. He lands on Earth and causes chaos, and three creatures, Godzilla, Mothra, and the pterodactyl Rodan, have to coordinate together to actually stop him. And that's what makes this movie interesting. There's lots of moving pieces in this movie. First and foremost, and I think the main reason why most people find this interesting, it's the first one to feature Godzilla as a hero, and it's the first movie that really gives the kaiju's human characteristics. There's actually a scene where the three creatures, the three good monsters, are actually communicating with each other, almost like people. They don't actually speak, but they are communicating. And there's actually a bit where they start to bicker between each other. So it's a movie that starts to gear the franchise, towards kids. But the movie still has a serious enough tone and violence scattered throughout the movie that I wouldn't necessarily call this a kid's film, at least not at this point. There's a subplot involving a group of assassins that are trying to kill a political leader, a princess. And if I recall, the princess is somehow possessed by some alien race. I don't really understand this part of the movie, and it's never really explained, but it seems like there's some kind of alien or dying alien race that tries to communicate with the Earth through this woman, through this political leader, to warn them about Ghidorah coming to Earth and causing destruction. And it's as goofy as it sounds. And the movie, you can kind of tell the movies are steadily, not necessarily declining in quality, but they're definitely, you can tell Toho is definitely just not going for dark and gritty. They're not going for serious. They're not going for the serious anti-nuclear war stuff anymore. They're jumping on the James Bond style of assassins hunting a political leader and cops shooting bad guys. They combine that theme of the James Bond theme with just an all-out monster brawl, because that's the whole third act is basically these 3 or 4 creatures just fighting it out. And so it's not necessarily a step down from previous films. It's not as good as Mothra vs. Godzilla. The effects are definitely cheaper. This movie actually came out the same exact year as the previous film, the Mothra film, in 1964. So the movie is a little rushed, but the action sequences and the set pieces are rapid. The movie has a quick pace. The monster battles are fairly scattered throughout the second act, so that you don't stay. So you're not bored for long. There are a few slow parts throughout the first act, but once you get to the second act, Godzilla and Rodan appear. They start fighting, and then Mothra and Ghidorah enter the fight. So the whole movie is basically a giant brawl. And I enjoy it. I don't know how well I think mainstream casual viewers will look at this movie as too strange, probably a little too strange for their own taste. But if you've watched the last couple movies and thought that you enjoyed them, then you'll like this one too. So check it out. I definitely recommend it as a kaiju fan.